What's up, everybody, and welcome to World Suicide Prevention Day, September 10th. It is here. I did not know I was going to be doing any videos today or anything specifically for today, but I felt it would be important to talk about. For those of y'all who do not know, World Suicide Prevention Day is created, I believe, around 2003 with the International Association for Suicide Prevention, as well as WHO, which is the World Health Organization, and as well as the World Federation for Mental Health. So it's like a real thing. Today is all about spreading methods and resources that will help, prevent suicide. My personal experience, I don't really want to put, words into other people's mouths, but for me, suicide was something that happened, I think, in my mind because I felt like I didn't have anywhere else to go. It wasn't like something that I immediately thought of. And for the longest time, I was afraid. I was afraid of death. I was afraid of dying. And I think that's why even when I go back into those periods of suicidal ideation, I still I don't do it, obviously. I think a lot about it and I say a lot about it and it's always on my mind, but I don't want to because I don't want to die. So I feel like suicide, people misunderstand the fact that it's literally, at least for me, how I felt, it is the last resort. So that's why I sort of wanted to do this video in efforts with Suicide Prevention Day, preventing suicide. I really just wanted to talk about what was going through my mind, what happened, what was going through my mind at the time, why did I try to kill myself, and just, an inside look maybe to sort of help people who are having a loved one who is struggling with this or even, struggling with them themselves. I actually don't think I've really talked about it on my channel. I know I've alluded to it a little bit. I believe I talked about it when I talked about my hospitalization, but I never really got in depth into maybe how I was feeling, or maybe I wasn't as clear. And I just feel like this is a necessary video, and I'm in a place where I can finally feel comfortable with talking about it online to whoever may be watching, and I believe it's important to break down that barrier. I talk a lot about being transparent, about being open, saying that we matter, our stories matter. Mental health is a health issue. We're not crazy. We really need to break down the stigma. And how do we do that? Well, it's through talking, through sharing stories, through sharing experiences, really letting people know that these issues that I'm going through, or you're going through, or anyone's going through, they aren't as uncommon, they aren't as weird, if we can just tackle them and deal with them. So all of this, if I'm backtracking into my story, all of this happened before I found out I was bipolar. So I had no idea that I had bipolar disorder. I may not have even had it back then. it might not have manifested, I don't know. But this was in high school, actually, my senior year of high school. And I was extremely depressed. I think I've only been depressed like that seriously maybe once since then. That was 4 years ago. Since then, 4.5, 5 years ago, whatever. I have only been depressed like that maybe once, maybe 1.5, maybe kind of getting there. But anyway, I had hit it was the worst experience, the worst time, the worst pain that I think I have ever felt. Every day felt like I can't even explain. I can't even remember it. It was a living hell for a few months. That type of depression that I had. It was just so heavy. It was brought about because I think the biggest trigger was my friend Sarah, who was a best friend to me, like a sister. She passed away, and that just crushed me. I don't think I was dealing with it properly, and that was only 1.5 years, 2 years after my mom had passed away, which I definitely hadn't dealt with. So I was going through feelings of loss, and I remember school was ending, so I was a senior, so also that sort of feeling of loss, not really knowing what's going to happen after high school. I felt like everything was being ripped under me, and I think that trauma from from my mom and then from my friend passing away, so close to each other, and then just not really having sort of those attachments when I was younger. If y'all watch my videos, then y'all kind of know. But like I've had attachment issues all throughout my life for various reasons, with people coming in and out, and typically those people being the most important people, like my mom. So with all of that, obviously comes depression, no doubt. I think getting a little bit more specifically, because y'all know all of that stuff already. I don't know, it's just it's so weird to talk about. It was, I can't remember what night it was. I just remember it was in the spring. I think obviously this is right before I went into the partial hospitalization program, so it had to have been in the spring, obviously. It was, I think, April. I don't know, the date doesn't matter. I was in my room. I believe I was texting my best friend at the time. I can't remember if I was texting him or if I wasn't texting him. I don't remember, but I remember like he was one of the first people who found out when I told him. But I was just laying on the ground of my room. I had a bed, but I was laying on the ground for just a while, and I was just staring at the wall. And I remember just feeling empty. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel sad. I felt empty. I felt nothing. It was like somebody else, not somebody else. It was like something else was controlling my movements. In my mind. Like I was still very aware of what was happening, but I was just kind of on autopilot. Before all of this, before I kind of went into that little shock phase, I was very upset, very depressed, very sad. I think I was like sobbing. I missed my mom. I missed my friend who passed away. I felt like life was over. And then after that, while I was laying on the floor, I felt nothing. As I was sitting there, feeling nothing, just kind of staring at the wall, a blank slate. My mind was completely blank. I felt no hold on anything to this world. I just felt like this is the time. If you're going to kill yourself, this is the time to do it, because you're not afraid of anything, because right now you don't feel anything. So just do it. Like nothing's holding you back. Before this, I think one of the biggest things was, one, if you kill yourself, what if it doesn't work? That would suck. Two, how would you do it? Would it hurt? What happens after you kill yourself? What about your friends? What about my family? I would be hurting a lot of people. I knew logically, even if I didn't feel like I would be hurting them in my heart, because I felt like no one cared about me and no one loved me, I knew logically that wasn't a good idea. So at this time, when I felt nothing and everything was blank, I was like, you know what? This is the time. I'm not thinking about anyone else besides the pain that I'm in right now, or the pain that, I had been in, had pushed myself so far into this limbo, not feeling state. Or at least maybe, I don't even know what was going on. It happened so fast. I went to my bathroom where I keep my antidepressants. I came back, laid back on my floor, looked at my antidepressants, and I just for what, I'm pretty sure it wasn't hours, because, it's weird. I say this happened so fast, but at the same time, it felt like it was hours. It wasn't, maybe 5-10 minutes. I was just staring at my medicine, shaking it a little bit, staring at it. I would then dump the medicine all out on the ground, and I just looked at the medicine, and I just started counting the medicine. And I believe I was counting to see how many pills I had taken that month, to see really if there was enough to kill me left, because you'd have to take all of them. And I honestly didn't really know that I forgot what antidepressant I was on, but I don't think honestly I knew that would kill me. I just knew taking a lot of whatever would fuck me up, and I knew that something would happen, and I was hoping for the best, and the best being that I would not be alive. And I just, without a second thought, just started taking them. And I didn't think while doing it, because I was if I think, I'm gonna stop doing it, and I know this is what I want. I know I am in such a dire state of depression and loneliness, and I have no idea what to do, and I am terrified of dying. But if I give this, so I know that dying is the right thing, but if I give this a second thought, I'm not gonna do it. So just do it. And I did it. Obviously, did not die. Few things happened. So I got sick. I got sick. That's basically the only thing that happened physically for me. I just curled up on the floor, and then I texted my friend I believe I texted him like I just like took a whole bunch of pills. Yeah, and like now I'm terrified because like I don't know what's about to happen. Like deuces. Which looking back on it was a terrible thing to text anybody. Like I mean I guess like at least I told somebody. I don't know. The only other time that I came close to doing the exact same thing was my junior year in college. I did the exact same thing and I poured fucking pills out on the floor again, and I was gonna take all the pills, you know, just to like fucking kill myself because I was done being alive, and my 2 roommates walked in and that stopped me. So that was great because that would have been again bad, and I don't know why I'm smiling because this is funny. It's not. I feel very uncomfortable because I don't think I've talked about this in this way. I honestly can't tell you. I don't remember what that feels like because it was so intense. I was in so much pain that I think I blocked it out because I can't imagine what would make me want to do that. Because right now, like, yeah, you know, we joke, blah 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 blah. Oh, like, kill me now. This day is like blah blah blah. But wanting to actually do it, the fact me laying down pills and doing that, I was in unimaginable pain. I was hurting so much, and for someone to say that suicide is selfish, I think suicide is the act or the consequence of what happens when you lose your battle to a mental illness. That's what it is. You are doing that because of the illness that you have that has, you know, been prolonged and has become so severe that it's caused you to take your own life, which is why I believe we need to start looking at this as a health issue because we can prevent this. Suicide is preventable. If people aren't being treated for depression, anxiety, PTSD, bipolar, schizophrenia, any mental illness, then they're not getting the help that they need. And then things like suicide happen. You know, I felt that way because I was not dealing with the loss of my friend and of my mom. And I was not dealing with depression I had from, you know, family issues. I was not dealing with any of that, which resulted in me wanting to take my own life. I was put in the partial hospitalization program afterwards because people like realized that I was not okay and I needed structural help. And I got that help and it was great. All right, y'all, as normal, you know, like this video if you liked it, comment if you have anything that can relate to this or if you have any experiences you'd like to share. And remember to subscribe for, you know, updates when I upload new videos coming y'all's way. All right, peace.